99X, it's Barnes and Leslie. It's so funny how a random call comes in. All of a sudden, everybody's got concert stories coming out of their brain.
I can see why, though. You've been going to shows for years.
I know. It must be a collection of them. We did it, 3 days ago or something, and there's a whole line of them waiting to come through, so we'll get some more of them here in just a second.
Hey, you want to hear a little Noah Kahan, Maggie Rogers, Lumineers? I'm talking about Organic X. Yeah, Sunday mornings, 7A to 11A with Matt Jones on 99X.
Hey, good morning, Morning X. Who is this?
This is Mark.
Hey, Mark. Welcome to the Morning X. How are you, sir?
Doing wonderful. How are y'all this morning?
Doing good. What's your concert story?
So I used to be a bar manager at the Coca-Cola Roxy. So spent a lot of time there, saw a lot of good shows there. But by far the strangest thing I ever saw was the EDM shows. Whenever they came in, they brought a pretty insane crowd, pretty fueled up on some substances. And one night I was kind of walking between bars, and there was this young girl kind of walking. She was walking with no purpose whatsoever, and she was just kind of staring dead ahead. So I noticed something was weird, so kind of watched her for a minute, and she just walked about 20 yards straight into those big steel beams that come down into the Roxy head first, hits it, and falls out. So there's a second part to it. Is like I kind of like I'm watching her, and somebody's like, well, there's a nurse's station over there. And me and this other person helped her back to the nurse's station, and they pull back this curtain, which I'd never known before because Live Nation runs that. I always thought that it was like a coat check or something. And
yeah, hold on a second. So you're telling me at the Roxy there's a nurse's station?
So only for these EDM concerts. I didn't know this.
Oh.
There was a curtain, and they pulled it back, and it was like a sea of people that were like ODing. It looked like
What?
It looked like The Walking Dead. I mean, these people are, and all these paramedics are just checking on them to see whether or not they need to go to the hospital or if they just need some water and maybe need to chill out. And I just sat there in awe and stared at it. I was like, I can't believe this is happening, man. Like, insanity.
Got a whole unit behind the curtain of people that are ODing and probably Xing and doing the whole thing.
Probably pretty prevalent at an EDM show.
I guess so. So much that they need a nurse station.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally like watching some zombies. I mean, some people were having fun, but it was like watching zombies walk around. It's pretty insane.
Weird.
Wow.
I mean, it's an EDM show. So, I mean, the people who were dropping, like the girl who hit her head on the thing, she's convulsing on the floor, like straight convulsing or whatnot. And while this stuff is happening, there are people who are like, I'm not going to say that they're 100% in, but they're full on going at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that sounds like a very interesting experiment to go to one of those.
Yeah, see, I would never buy a ticket. I would never buy a ticket or go, but like I said, I worked down there. So
you were working, yeah.
Yeah,
that had to be some serious people watching. Well, thanks for sharing.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you listening. Have a great day. We'll see you later.
Hello, Morning X. Who is this?
This is Kelly. How you doing?
What is going on, Kelly?
Man, y'all are hilarious about the Depend latex Depends. The pit depends.
The pit diaper.
You know how much money y'all could have made back in the 80s and 90s with those right there, where people wouldn't have to get up and go to the restrooms at these concerts and stuff.
Well, Leslie said they're sold out, so apparently they're doing it right again. But it is a great concept.
Absolutely. I mean, I wish I had come up with that years ago. I'd be a millionaire by now.
So what's your concert story you're going to share with us?
Well, the concert stories back in the, early 90s and stuff. I was a young teenager, but the Omni, went to see a concert and went up there and, went into, how you get up and go to the restroom, and I had to kind of catch myself and go back out and look because, walk in the restroom, and back in the day, the Omni, the men's restroom had troughs, and that's where the guys, so I go in there, and I guess, women are getting tired of waiting in the women's restroom, so there's women sitting in the sink, women hanging on to troughs, and guys in the trough, and I'm, wait a minute now, is make sure I'm in the right restroom, and I'm like,
right,
this is how, of course, it was Motley Crue, so you know how that went anyhow. So, that it was wild, being a young teenager, and I'm like, this is cool right here.
your thought was what I would think. I'd be like, oh, crap, did I walk in? Because sometimes those signs are just a shade different, and you're like, I got to look twice.
Absolutely. I had to back out and look at the sign. Oh, wait a minute, am I in the right one right here? Goes in. But, yeah, that's just how it was back then.
But here's the thing. Us men, when we see the women come in, everyone's like, oh, no, cool. But if it was flipped around and the guys went in, just go, hey, I just need to pee real quick.
Like, no.
Yeah.
Women would freak out, call the police.
Absolutely, absolutely. I just did a concert.
The whole thing.
And they had a storm, so they made everybody go into the shelter. So the shelters was men and women, didn't matter. The men's bathroom is where they made everybody from outside go in.
Oh, that's an awful shelter.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's thunderstorm and lightning and people in there, and here's women walking in, and I'm like, wait a minute, what's, any other time this wouldn't be, the thing to do, but I had to catch myself and double check to make sure I was in the proper location at the time to make sure I wasn't going to get in any trouble.
By the way, what part of town are you in?
I live in Jackson.
And what line of work are you in?
Actually, I work for FedEx.
Oh, because we need to get you like on The Simpsons, because you've got a great character voice. I think you'd be a great character on a TV show.
I appreciate it. I do appreciate that very much.
All right, man.
Well,
you have a great
listening.
day. Yep.
Thank you so much. Y'all too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Morning X. Good morning. Who is this?
This is Rob. I live in Woodstock, but I'm actually teaching in Gwinnett today. How are you?
Love it. You're covering all of our area. I do like that.
Rob.
I'm doing good. What's your concert story?
Kenny's Underground used to open up, and there was like 6 or 8 bars. And in Kenny's Underground, around 2 or 3, I guess everything was like starting to wrap up. And I made my way out to my friend's truck, where a young couple were arguing physically, where the point that a young man was choking his young woman, and he slapped her across the face twice. Yeah. So he slapped her across the face twice, and I had never seen any situation like that, so this was news for my brain. So when he grabbed her by the back of the neck the first time, she kind of shrieked, and then he popped her across the face, and by then I just saw red. Because like I said, I've never seen anything like this, so I just instinctively turned red, went down a flight or 2 of stairs, and beat his face in, and then I got arrested for fighting in public. So that's how that went.
Wow.
Nothing happened to him besides getting beaten up?
So the couple, they came in while I was in holding. Turns out Pryor Street had a holding cell for the police like a block away. And this happened like a block from a policeman just walking on. But nobody knew he was there until after the fact. Otherwise, I would have been like, Mira, look. There's a thing happening here. So I ended up getting arrested that night and detained. While I was detained, the couple came in and they didn't say why I beat up her boyfriend. But they came together and they just said, yeah, that might be the guy. We don't know. But the policeman looked at my knuckles and he could tell, oh, yeah, you've been fighting tonight. And I just hit the guy like 3 times. I mean, it's not like I put him in the hospital. But, I just interjected because it looked like somebody needed some help. And then
You did the right thing, in my opinion. Yeah, you had to save her. Yeah.
Did you tell the cops what happened?
Yeah, so as he's filling out paperwork, I just say to him, hey, do you think it's okay to hit women? And after a long, dramatic pause when he was ready to move me to the paddy wagon, he goes, no, I don't. And then I was like, well, you just let the guy who, knocked that girl around walk out. And he goes, next time, call the police, and threw me in the back of the paddy wagon.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a crazy story, man. Thank you very much for sharing that.
Thank you
Love
so
you guys.
much.
Have a great day.
You too. See ya.
We'll see you. Bye-bye. I don't know where that guy's teaching or what he's teaching in Gwinnett, but I want to take his class. I mean,
Yeah,
that guy,
knight in shining armor.
I ain't going to deal with this. Great stories. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
We've got some sleaze coming up next. This is the original 99X.